the usual crowd, plus a new face.
Hello!
But we'll get to that later. In the meantime, Dungeon Master Seph, care to tell us a story?
Last week, after Sammy's little romantic liaison with the little kobold Esmeralda, you were horrified to see that the Foreclaimer Overseer that you met previously was holding her and her family hostage. Going down into the caves, you fought against some Foreclaimer Sentinels and the Overseer, learning the horrible truth that the Foreclaimers have been experimenting with cloning and have produced an army of some of their worst criminals, murderers, and generally evil societal members, including Ardeth's sister. But after defeating her, it was all happiness because Samael and Esmeralda got married. And we're able to discuss things with the Gold Dragon King Crying Kendoving. After the ceremony, some of our party members were a little worse for wear and decided to go sleep it off. We join our party members snoozing in the Kobold Cave beneath Gale Bay. And I'm going to quickly move us onto that map, so give me a minute.
Oh no, it's the Catbutt map.
What Catbutt?
Lot.
Have you been having sex with the aliens we've encountered? There wasn't much sleeping going on. Wait a minute. You said having sex. Too bad. That would have been funny. Thank you. Good night.
We will not dignify that with a no response.
I think it's time to say good night. Good night! And it's noon.
If he's
My work
Except
here
you're
is
cutting out.
done. But you haven't done anything. Whoosh.
Did I?
Okay. Squish,
Yes.
you can hear Midnight snuffling about. He's being fairly quiet, he's trying not to wake everyone. But Ardeth is out of it. She was absolutely rotted last night.
What's wrong, boy? What? You have to go potty?
Been starts because way down the. Do you want to roll stealth or?
You know, sure. Why not? I'll roll stealth.
Okay, Jeremiah, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 14, but as he's asleep, it's only 7.
Right. So you don't notice an Ardeth is just completely out of it.
Hey, where you going?
Midnight ran on ahead, heading towards the vault.
Mitty, those aren't our shinies.
As you enter the room, you see Midnight touching the large sending stone on the statue of the golden dragon.
Mitty. He looks around, see if anyone's about. What? I honestly couldn't make that out, I'm sorry.
It's alright. Basically, he was just muttering, speaking in Draconic.
Does Squish recognize any of the words?
You recognise just enough of it to realise he's trying to speak with Crying.
Mitty, I don't think that's gonna work. Come on, we better put this back before they see us, and I think we're up to something. And she's going to try and poke the stone out of his claws.
Because it's quite a big stone and he's kind of got his claw hand on it, basically. This sending stone is about the size of your Jeremiah's head. Size of a human head, so
Well, in that case, it's like, you know, like taking the toddler's wrist and trying to distract them.
yeah. As you touch Midnight's wrist, you inadvertently touch the stone as well, and you're linked into the call. Yes? But it's quite late at night, young dragon.
Hi.
Oh, it's and who are you?
I'm Squish.
I see. And I'm presuming that you and this young dragon wish to speak with me.
I honestly have no idea what's going on right now. Midnight was just playing with the thing.
Midnight suddenly starts babbling in Draconic, a little too fast for you to catch any of the actual words. But you can definitely hear Crying Kindling is listening intently. Interesting. Nishkarim Hoshna. Kalvdach Midnight. Midnight kind of replies and just goes, And you can vouch for this little one.
As in, are you trying to ask me if he's a good boy? Of course he is. He's my son.
I see. That certainly makes things a lot more understandable as to why a black dragon would want to speak to me.
Is that unusual?
Considering that chromatic dragons do not often like metallic dragons.
Don't.
I was going to say. Quiet back there.
I always forget to turn my phone sound off.
I just get a picture of this.
Quiet back there, or I'll feed you to Cherry. Cherry the
One extremely enthusiastic gold dragon in the background. But
sorry.
yes.
I have guests over. I know some of that word.
I see. Well, in that case, I see no issue with aiding Midnight.
In what way?
You watch as the statue's eyes blaze with light. Midnight's eyes also seem to blaze, except it's not quite as strong. The light in his eyes is green, and you see the connection statue.
What are you doing to my son?
The light show ends, and Crying Kindling continues. I have merely allowed him to awaken a few draconic abilities he may have struggled to manifest. He will be able.
Words, please.
He can use magic now.
Oh. I have no idea how to deal with that.
So,
I trust you will be able to keep him unrestrained.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Squish like awkwardly bows to the statue. We'll just let you go back to sleep.
It is quite alright. You watch as the statue returns to its regular, immovable form. Midnight kind of bouncing up and down happily.
Mitty, never ever do that without telling me again. She's like hugging the dragon. She's like, you scared me.
Midnight nods and gives you a wing hug.
Aw. Seriously though, let's get out of here before they think we're nicking the treasure. More of it.
Midnight just kind of nods rapidly.
So, magic, huh? You have any idea how to do that, or is this something we're gonna have to ask the others about?
I would like you to roll me a cantrip for Midnight.
Okay.
You watch as Midnight concentrates hard and sends a ball of fire smacking into this wall here.
Ah! Well, that'll be useful.
He's nodding, he's very proud of himself.
Good boy, Mitty. Anyway, we should go back to sleep. I'm still not entirely unconvinced that I'm just not drunk.
You make your way back through the tunnels to the little sleeping area you woke up in.
I'm just gonna zip over there for the sake of brevity.
Okay. I shouldn't have had that music on.
No, this isn't entirely sinister at all.
No, there's no monsters here.
As far as we
It fit
know.
the scene. It was intimidating.
You go back. You start to roll around as someone
swear to God.
enters the kobold.
If we meet another dragon tomorrow, we're cursed.
As morning rolls around, someone new enters the kobold caves. It's Anarchy, accompanied by a tall tabaxi.
Huh?
So,
So,
Kubar,
yo,
would you like to fill us in on what this tabaxi looks like?
sure will. First things first, I will provide just the art for those playing and those viewing to make it nice and easy. But I did prepare the description, so yay! And instead of getting nervous and like cutting it into like itty bitty little pieces, you get the full thing. It'll take 2 minutes tops, I promise. Okay. So I will be playing Storm Upon the Sea, character I've played before, who is a 6'6" tall panther tabaxi man. Soot black of fur with eyes of sapphire blue and pronounced fangs. Looking at him, he strikes you as someone who used to be a pretty boy back in his youth, but by the time he hit middle age, the fur had thinned and become patchy with scars peeking through, where it once was muscle mass had given way to gnarled sinew, and his eyes were clearly sunken in despite the fur. Regardless of this obvious wear and tear on his visage, the panther tabaxi stands tall and projects an air of resolute stoicism, or at least he attempts to. This arguably imposing figure, with a duo of short swords upon his back and a long bow of loaded quiver at his side, was adored in old but meticulously maintained garb, a tabard of brilliant blue the same hue as his eyes, a pair of sandy-coloured breeches, and thick leather socks made to fit tabaxi feet. Substantially newer was the panther tabaxi's armour, a pair of leather greaves strapped to his waist belt, some falconry gloves, and what you think could possibly be a set of leather pauldrons. It's hard to tell for sure, due to the tabaxi's sea green cloak, fastened with a shield badge of shining but scuffed up gold that was embossed with the design of a trident and sword, with a fish jumping high between them over a net amid the ocean waves. But the shape was there. Making it harder for you to discern the presence of pauldrons was the decidedly larger than you might expect eagle, essentially an African fish eagle if you'd like to Google that, taking up the entirety of the tabaxi's left shoulder. This is his erstwhile companion, Bolt. Adorned in a simple but beautifully crafted collar entirely of gold, with a tag in the shape of a lightning bolt, the eagle, in contrast to his handler, carries himself with an air of haughty, self-satisfied assurance. This may be due in part that, again, contrasting his handler, this eagle is very well built and exceptionally groomed, to the point where his thick downy feathers and mighty long-clawed talons seem to shine. And that, in roughly 2 minutes, is Storm upon the Sea, the Tabaxi Ranger, and Bolt, the Ranger Companion. Boom.
Anarchy and Storm met this morning at the inn when basically Storm had just arrived and Jack the Mayor informed him of where the party had gone. And Anarchy missed out on the fight in the wedding last week,
Sorry.
she decided to accompany Storm down to meet her companions.
Why do I have the mental image of Anarchy coming in, running in, and look, I found a giant kitty cat.
I just want to point out, I was looking up the African fish eagle just out of curiosity and to get an image for the stream.
Yeah.
This bird is the size of Squish.
I know, it took me off guard too.
This
Just
thing
to clarify,
is around 75 centimeters high, which is just under 3 feet, which is but
yeah,
much bigger than Squish.
Bolt is just about having to duck his head to get in these caves.
He's
The
large.
ceiling's like 11 feet, so
Don't get on his bad side.
and scene.
Gracious.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, Seph, with shenanigans.
Do not worry about them.
So Anarchy and Storm, you've made your way into the Kobold Caves.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
And I think you
Anarchy,
need
your
to
friends,
Anarchy's toe.
Yes.
they have a dragon with them?
Yes, that's Midnight. Midnight is small and feisty and full of scales and teeth.
Reminds me of my own boy here. Now that I know there's a dragon involved, I've heard of these fellows before, with their little black dragon friend, this makes this substantially easier. I would like to use my primeval awareness to try and track this boy down.
Certainly.
Let's see. Pop, 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 pop.
Okay, let's have a look.
I mean, sooner or later you would have found
You
them
can
anyway.
sense Midnight is deeper inside the cave.
Mm-hmm. Any idea how deep? Exactly?
I would say roughly less than 100 feet, actually.
No.
No, it'd be about 200 feet away.
Okay, it doesn't seem like they're too far in at all. Just a couple hundred feet. Shouldn't be too long. Still, it's a cavern, so we best proceed ahead carefully.
Yes, about 175 feet, give or take.
It's okay. I'll be the most careful you've ever seen. And then I start doing dramatic tiptoeing.
Okay.
Or like slinking around.
Well, that's heartening.
Through the crack in the door.
So is this free movement, Seph?
Yeah, free movement. So I'll get it to line up.
Okay, well, let's see. Gonna go ahead. Ooh, fancy Roll20 features here. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
thank
half the
you.
time I forget that we even have little pieces to move because I'm just used to voice.
Just ignore the sack of potatoes that's following you.
Oh, whoa, we got some lighting dynamics going on here, boys.
Pretty
Hey,
freaking cool.
what we do.
I'm not used to fanciness such as this. I have to reveal all my map bit by bit.
Did I not spoil you with my goblin map?
Hell yeah, you did.
Dude, my friends will just have maps of their continents and islands, and then they'll just make everything up by pure imagination inside cities. They do not care.
So Storm's obviously going to be trying to keep point before Anarchy gets too far ahead.
Trying to set it up.
Tiptoeing or otherwise. Are there any tracks around, Seph?
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks leading further in. A fair few kobold tracks, but you do manage to discern... Actually, give me a perception check.
Hell yeah.
Can I perception?
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Perception, where are you hiding?
Yeah, that's funny. You can't find perception.
Ah!
Rolled low, perfect.
Irony is delicious.
Well, it's just
Ooh.
that Anarchy is a little bit more well
Anarchy,
versed with us.
Anarchy, you can kind of see where Jeremiah's footsteps are. You can recognise from his heavier set build and the larger feet that it's his tracks. Storm, you can basically discern everyone's tracks. You know that there is an elf here, a goblin, a dragon, and a large human.
I'm
what
gonna
about
you?
go on
Bunch of
Jeremy's
kobolds.
tracks.
They're all going together, presumably?
Yes, we barely split up. I put my feet into Jeremy's tracks where I see them. I'm gonna do like little whomping steps in his footprint.
Man, you're just
Well,
the life
which
of
way
the
did they
party.
Which way did they go? Up, right, down? Nice.
Left, right, down, middle.
Further in, then.
I can't like do the steppy thing that I usually can do with my keyboard, which is weird.
Yeah,
it's
it's
'cause the grid's
because
turned
this
off.
grid didn't want
Yeah.
to align.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird. I didn't even know you could do like this with Roll20. I thought it's all grid all the time.
Nah, you can be gridless.
Be
You
free.
couldn't turn it off, yeah.
It feels weird.
As you enter this area here, Storm, you can recognise that there's a fresh set of goblin and dragon tracks going up this direction.
Well, it seems like they took a pretty straightforward path, which is nice. Makes tracking them easy.
Pretty straightforward
mind.
group, if I do say so myself.
Honestly, a bit too straightforward. It can't be this easy. Oh well. You know what? Storm's feeling a bit paranoid. Can I listen out for anything that's amiss?
You certainly can. Roll me perception.
Yeah. Perception again.
I'm gonna build a dirt castle
Oh,
on
yeah.
the ground
1
while
second.
we're waiting.
Oh my god.
You can... Well, you can see in here there's a large gold statue and a treasure hoard. And further inside you can hear little kobold snoring coming from this direction. And you can hear other noises coming from this direction.
Hang on a sec. I didn't see some of those. I didn't see the kobold snoring and the other noises.
Oh yeah, you've been hearing kobolds through.
Okay.
These are the kobold caves after all.
Okay, so I heard a dragon this away, heard a kobold this away.
You can see a large gold-coloured dragon statue here.
Oh, I can see it.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? No, so just to make sure I'm clear, I see a statue this away, but I don't hear like dragon snoring.
Not from over there.
Okay.
Back
I'm sorry, I just jumped the gun, sir.
Ah. Okay.
Well-
Well, We're not here for fancy statues. We're here to find your compatriots. So.
Yes. They're my friends, and I love them.
Mm-hmm. Eyes on the prize, as they say.
I'm gonna get a prize?
You still have that large plush displacer beast, by the way.
What was that, Seph?
Anarchy still has that large plushy displacer beast somewhere, by the way.
Oh, that's fucking
Heck
adorable.
yeah, I won stuff at the beach.
Yep.
Jeremiah won it for you.
Yes! Oh my gosh. I'm eternally grateful.
Squish with a life-size goblin as well.
And it is glorious. Squish has plans.
That's ominous.
Squish has disguise.
Well then, dear Anarchy, shall we meet your friends?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure they're all just as much of a riot as you are.
I've been called a riot many times.
Oh yeah, Anarchy. Makes sense.
Yeah. My parents used to call me that.
Through. That's right. We're gonna be going with the same.
Another fork. And this time they can't have gone straight. How irritating.
Unless they can dig.
Like I said, you can hear unusual cold noises coming from this direction. But the tracks leading this way.
Huh. Interesting.
Or rather, this way.
It's like a worm in here. Well, the paths are like worms.
Oh, don't go too far ahead.
I see, my friends. There they
What?
be.
Oh. Well. there
And
we are.
I'm going to. Wait, are we in enemy? Are we in enemy territory?
No.
No, you're not.
Cool. I'm just gonna shout and start running. Squish!
It's my name is sleeping. Oh, okay.
Squish!
I'm awake. What?
Yay!
Oh, Anarchy. Didn't expect you to come.
I'm here. I'm back.
Good morning, sleepyheads.
I also
Oh.
brought a friend.
What's going on? You see two of the male kobolds kind of stood here with basically sharpened sticks.
Who are you?
Do not move or I will stab you with my very sharp spear.
Anarchy, who's that?
That's my friend. I found them, and you've never seen a fluffier friend than the one that I have found.
Hey. Oh, you flatter me. This fur coat used to be much thicker back in the day. Also, there are two kobolds behind me with stick. How did they stick up on us?
They live here.
This is our home. What are you doing in here?
Oh, we just came to pick up these guys.
Oh, your friends. Oh, that is
Yes.
fine, but please keep it down. There are children trying to sleep.
I'm a child. Does that mean I should be sleeping?
I don't really know.
Sleep is good. You'll miss it when you're older.
Okay. Well, like I said, please try to keep it down. They
Yeah.
kind of-
Forgive
they
me.
kind of shuffle off. Yeah, you just watch these two kobolds kind of shuffle off, scamper back to where they were sleeping.
Anarchy? Did you
Yeah.
kidnap a random person?
No. Not
Oh.
again.
Again?
You see, now, it doesn't work unless you decide to call him your son, and then it's an adoption.
I'm too young to have a son.
Blink, blink.
Oh, you are just all the streets. Definitely adventurers, the lot of you. Adventurers.
Okay, back to a very important question. Who are you?
Forgive me. I am Storm Upon the Sea. I am an investigator with the Admiralty. I've been sent from Central. Well, the first task of the day was to collect you.
What does the Admiralty want with us?
I haven't gotten all the details yet, but the basic gist of it is that there are disappearances going on in the area. Gale Bay. Jack, I believe, the mayor, just gave us a skivvy.
There was only 3 rabbits.
What's this? Sorry? About rabbits?
I don't think they're talking about rabbits.
Oh, okay.
No.
Never mind.
No one's talking of magic tricks.
No, I'm sure poaching someone's rabbits or hunting without a license could get you in trouble, but that is not my purview.
No, just there's only 3 rabbits at the petting zoo, and you know what? Let's continue. How's the Admiralty?
About the same as ever. Anywho. And as I understand it, you were witnesses to the kidnapping of the priest.
Which priest?
I think he's meaning Harrimont. Oh, my head.
Oh, he wasn't kidnapped. He was a dick.
Well, the priest actually wasn't who he claimed he was.
Mm-hmm.
He was the kidnapper.
Yeah. He was guilty of dragon napping.
Oh, forgive me. I've been a difficult morning. I didn't sleep well last night. So the priest is a kidnapper, not the kidnapped. And he's been kidnapping dragons.
Yes, and also he had been kidnapping a woman.
Well, any kidnapping of a sentient creature is a terrible thing. So,
yes.
neither here nor there.
And then he shoved her off a cliff.
Yes.
Oh!
Fatal?
That end predictably? Or was there a handy casting or feather fall involved?
No, I'm afraid we were too late, and the Saurgin were not very happy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a crying shame. Well, hopefully we'll be able to prevent more of that from happening.
Well, the doctor was...
Yes,
Sorry.
it's alright, Jeremiah. I was just saying that he unfortunately managed to get away from us.
Yes.
But not for the first time.
Well, for the first time for you, I believe.
Yes.
Though Squish, Midnight, and I have history
You
with
tried
the
to
unsavory
sacrifice my
individual.
son.
Hence
Your
the
son?
dragon. Yes, Midnight's son.
Ah,
Don't ask. It makes things complicated.
no, I can relate.
That kind of lifts his front paw, and just kind of waves.
And Storm will turn to Midnight, and he'll actually get on it, crouch down a little, and in Draconic will say, "Good morning, little Midnight. I hope the day finds you well."
I got magic.
Oh, you're growing fast, I see.
Yeah.
Bet you're chuffed about that.
Yeah, mother is very good. She doesn't know magic, but she will probably teach me other stuff.
Sure she will, and you got plenty of other companions to help out, I'm sure.
Oh
Got
yeah.
a nice little family here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good kid, Midnight. I can tell. Pleasure to meet you.
Do you
I should
often
probably-
go and start full conversations with people's children? This is weird.
Especially since Squish, you don't speak Draconic, do you? I know I don't.
I know a few words. Sammy promised he'd teach me some.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I forgive myself for that. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I understand how it feels to care about a a young companion close to you at all times, very much like your own kin. And Storm just kind of looks up to like his big bird and just nods. I didn't mean to intrude. I really didn't. I just wanted to say hi. And not everyone can speak Draconic, and might be good to act as an in-between between the two of you until you can learn. However long we're working together.
Well,
The gears are great.
With how fluffy you are, I hope it's a while.
Aw. She's just a treasure, isn't she?
Yep.
You don't want to get in between her and a chocolate milk.
Mm.
Or a duck.
Yeah,
Yep.
or a duck.
Those ducks were good. Too bad they weren't real ducks.
I'm sorry, does this mean you ate fake ducks?
No, they were real at the time, but
It,
then they weren't real.
it involves a sea hag.
Yes.
Fascinating.
You
Well, that's
probably
delicious. And so
You
is chocolate.
heard about a few of our exploits.
I heard of you in the grapevine back in Central, for sure.
Yeah.
Really, once someone has a young, handsome, like little dragon who's cute as a button, palling around with them, use travels.
Well, he is my good boy.
That he is.
Chin squitches for midnight.
Yeah, Midnight
He's really excited about his magical gifts.
Magical gift?
Hey, apparently he just got them. That's the impression I got.
It makes sense.
Wish, did
Midnight
you
is
feed him
now
anything
sparkling.
strange?
Just midnight has like just conjured like little dancing lights around his head, just like make himself like that little anime thing where it's all sparkles and soft light. He's kind of doing that and looking all proud of himself.
See, he's so talented. A bolt on Storm's shoulders just kind of ruffles his feathers and shifts in place. That like, as if saying, "How dare you?"
Well,
Murder
Father,
bird
you have
staring
forsaken
at
me.
Ardeth kind of looks at Gemma and goes, dragons can perform some magic. It's not a lot, but they can perform a few spells.
They're
Yeah,
made
but
of stuff, basically.
didn't
Pretty
expect
much.
him to make these leaps and in this short a time. I mean, it's been a while before.
Well, he got help from the other friend, and then he went and poked the golden statue. You know, the one that made Sammy get married.
Oh, I saw
Yeah.
that on the way in.
Yes, the big statue with the big hoard around it. Lots of coin. I believe some vases. That thing. Yeah, it's Artemis. That's the statue. So you say you were talking to someone?
Yes, the mayor, Jack.
No. I'm talking to. Sorry, I know
forgive me.
it's a little confusing and light's not very great around here. I don't know how good you are in low light.
Tabaxi, dark vision, catwalk
Ah.
grace, that sort of thing.
Okay. So you can see better than I can.
60 feet.
Anyway, now I was trying to talk to Squish.
If you need me to give you guys a moment, I don't mind. I don't want to intrude.
It's all fine. It's just that I'm trying to put a few things together now.
Okay.
Have you tried glue? That usually keeps things together.
Squish, glue does not work with thinking. I told you that.
The monk said I had to really think before I used glue. They didn't like their books being stuck to the ceiling. I thought it was hilarious.
Books are for reading, not for ceilings.
Books are very hard to read. The words don't want to make words in my head.
No.
Well,
Oh, hi, Sammy.
What's going on?
There's a
And
kitty
this will
cat
be
with a
your
big
kobold.
bird.
When I say that,
I was going to say, anyone with passive perception of 13 or higher, you can visibly see Ardeth looking quite annoyed at someone mistreating Box.
I got that. And so
I
is
got
Bolt. He's a bird.
Squish is oblivious.
yeah,
Also,
Ardeth, after all, a librarian.
yeah, I was going to mention she's not got a mask on at the moment, so...
Well, as much as I like the kobolds, I think it might be a better idea that we move to a place where we have a little bit more space.
This isn't exactly the best place to start an investigation. So now we have your kobold companion. I believe this is your entire troop, correct?
Yeah, there's also Holly, but she's on a trip.
Ah,
She goes on trips.
fair enough. Hopefully I'll get to meet her at some point.
Hopefully.
She can
You
be
are-
very sweet.
Make your way back out to the Cobble Caves. Make your way across the beach and into the town square. And everyone should be there.
Oh,
Where's
yeah.
Anarchy got to?
I don't see Anarchy right now.
Yep, just 1 second.
I'm demolishing my little dirt castle I made because if I'm going to abandon it, it can't exist anymore.
If you can't have it, no one can. Kitty man.
Oh yeah, at the front of the group because I am obviously the leader.
Yes, Captain.
Well, I'm
Yes.
the captain. Doesn't mean I'm the leader.
But yes,
Murder
Squish.
bird's not gonna get any ideas, is he?
What kind of ideas are you thinking of? Though I think the fact that you call him Murder Bird gives me an idea.
I mean, look how tall Squish is, and look at your bird.
Yes, I think my bird's actually slightly bigger.
Yeah, I think that's kind of.
The problem?
One tried to
Got
carry
it.
me away once. It
Oh.
didn't end well for either of us.
I
Oh.
see. Well,
I got dinner though.
look, you needn't worry about Bolt. Bolt only digs his talons into vicious evildoers. You'll be fine. Just don't be, don't cause trouble. Look, he only harms who I tell him to, or whoever tries to harm me. So don't do that, and you're fine.
Just a suspicious groaning and narrowing her eyes at the bird.
Listen. You care about Midnight much like I care for Bolt. Therefore, I feel like we have something in common. Sisi Nisawa, we are the same. So I do not want to cause any harm to you, nor Bolt, and neither to Midnight, because he is precious. He is your precious boy and you love him, and Bolt's my precious boy and I love him. I'm rambling, but I just want you to know you have nothing to fear from us. We're on your side.
there's nothing to fear but yourself.
So, what do you say? We take a table up,
believe
or
Should I roll persuasion or should you just
not? Squish is easily persuaded.
Yep. I'll let you roll it.
Thank you. Oh, watch. This will be a nat 1 for sure. Oh, thank God.
Okay. I see too you're also a parent of a mixed child. I will trust you.
Oh, yes. Bolt's been by my side for 20 years now.
Oh, wow, old bird.
Very. The species doesn't normally live this long, but kind of a magical bond thing going on. As long as I'm around, Bolt sticks around.
Well,
Whispers to Anarchy, the bird is stealing his life.
I want to perceive that.
Yes, you may perceive that.
yeah, I think everyone
You
perceives.
notice nothing. Instantly, can you roll me a D100, please?
Who's rolling the D100?
You please.
You are.
Me? Okie dokie.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Me?
Squish.
I'm not a failure.
38.
38. Yeah, you didn't notice anything at all because Bolt was kind of nuzzling against your cheek.
Yeah, just babying on Bolt.
Yeah.
Who's a beautiful bird? You are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, that's the best eagle noise I can make at the minute.
Don't worry about it.
Confused as to whether or not that was midnight.
Yeah.
I just have
No,
an
that's a
image
red hawk.
of the bird
I
opening
could
its mouth and
make us an
going.
eagle noise, but you guys would probably go deaf. And it would not translate well over Discord, I think.
No, it would not.
I just have a mental image of the bird opening its mouth and you just hear a big masculine voice tweet.
Father, why have you forsaken me?
Hell yeah.
This is what happens when you skimp on dubbing.
It could be worse. It could be turning into Terry 2.0. Say hello.
I was thinking of the oh god, that anime, Ghost Hunter anime or whatever it's called,
I swear to
with the rabbit.
yeah, I swear to God that character was coming back to haunt me.
You didn't see what I put in the chat earlier.
I saw that. I saw that.
So, you remember Town Square in front of the inn? It's about 7, half 7.
In the morning? Yeah?
Yeah, in the morning.
Can't believe I have to ask that. You literally started, it's morning!
Good morning, you.
Good morning, everyone. The world says hello.
Mornings
Yeah.
are evil.
I'm more of a night owl myself. Guided by Selûne's light and all that. I need coffee to subsist during the day.
Well,
Caffeine is a poor substitute, or sleep is a poor substitute for caffeine. So, we have a lot of places where we could go.
yes.
Sammy wants to go see the big granddaddy. We need to find the soul thingy. There's a race war on another island.
They're racing? I feel
No,
good there.
no. There's two different kinds of people who are fighting.
Kobolds and goblins are fighting. It might be our fault.
And I was just told I would be investigating kidnappings. Seems there's a lot more at play here.
Yeah.
Well,
Welcome to the madhouse.
well, that's how it all got started with Squish and me. We thought we were only investigating cult. Well, and here we are now.
Honestly, I just wanted food.
Oh, and you got a midnight out of it.
I did. I wanted a meal, and I got a rat and a dragon, and a baby, and my beautiful son.
It... Look, at least we were not trying to get into that mansion. I had a kobold there that ultimately killed the big bad. That's weird. That's a reference to a different story that Jurnis was DMing.
Glory be to Timoto.
Yes,
Tomato.
yes, that was his name. Ardeth.
Seph.
Yep.
Was I given any information to start with, or was it basically just, hey, find these guys, they're involved, they're the witnesses?
You were told by Jack that the priest was actually some kind of criminal from Holborn, and that apparently he had history with these guys, and they chased him out of town,
Mm-hmm.
and that he had been responsible for a number of disappearances, which is why
Okay.
you'd been called in weeks previously.
Yeah, it took a long time to get here.
Well, days previously. It's taken you a while to get here.
Well, they only gave you a small rowing boat, so
You'd think the Admiralty wouldn't skimp on these things, but no.
yeah, I think.
No, you came by land.
Okay. They gave you
These
a
guys came by-
bicycle.
These guys came by skiff, which is
Yes.
still on the beach.
Well,
Came by-
really, I'm a ranger, so tracking across land is no big deal for me and my buddy here. We tend to move faster.
Came back
Though,
from
though you seem to be a man of the sea as well. And Jeremiah points to the trident on the clasp.
Ah, your perspective, your perceptive. Rather impressive, yes.
Sometimes even a carpenter knows what people do for a living.
Hey, it's an honorable profession. Most of these buildings around us wouldn't be here if it weren't for people like you.
True.
Mm.
Most of the vessels of the Admiralty wouldn't exist without people like me.
Too right indeed.
Though I'm not usually a seafaring kind of person.
Mm. So, did anyone actually investigate this priest's church or temple thoroughly? Did you just run him out and leave it at that?
Well, we gave it a good look over, but it appears that his cult has disappeared into the winds.
So you found nothing at all?
We found remnants of his cult, but they were running, and some of them were running the wrong way.
And
Were they apprehended?
no, they were exploded.
Oh,
Yes.
by their own volition, or the priest, or an accident?
Mine.
Mind Flayer.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It had
Still-
to
still
be your
interesting.
face.
Yes. Still gives me headaches just thinking about the guy. The right hand man, a paladin, was apparently recalled.
Recalled, you say?
Yes, by the Mind Flayer. It basically pulled him back to wherever they belong.
Pretty good at covering their tracks.
Uh,
It's infuriating.
yes, but I have a sneaking suspicion we will come across their paths again.
Well, the adventurous sort do tend to either go looking for trouble or trouble finds them.
Well, given I judge that paladin, he's the kind that looks for trouble. Also, I think he might want to pick a fight with us, given that we kind of disturbed his boss and everything. As I see it, that cult was trying to not only throw people off the cliff, but also well, so create a sacrifice out of a young woman. You might have seen her in the end. Jack and his wife have been taking care of her.
Have I seen this woman at the inn, Seph?
You did not. She's been kept in the back room.
Fair enough.
She's currently asleep.
Afraid I didn't see anyone of the sort. Presumably they're just being kept safe for now. Resting up. That's fair.
Yes, most likely. I mean, it's a traumatic experience, as I understand it.
So they're throwing people off the cliff? To what end? Did they go into a big monologue about why, perhaps?
No.
They from what I can anticipate and can assume, they kind of have a problem with how things are run.
No,
I'm sorry, Ardeth, your mask is blocking your voice there.
sorry. I just goes. Well, she was Adriana's mother.
Yes. And how do you piss off a god?
I'm sorry, are there gods involved now?
Yes.
Yes.
Gods involved, including. You ever heard of Sekola?
Sekola.
He's a really big sea serpent.
Have I, Seph? I might have.
Religion.
Especially since, like DerKork said, I'm a sea boy. Religion. Where are you? Oh.
Dice do not like you today.
You don't know the full details, but you know he's the Saugin god.
I've heard the rumblings from amongst sailors. Not much, you know. But apparently it's a Saugin god.
Yes.
Saugin.
Yes. And it seems as if a cult was trying to drive a wedge between the folks in this town and the Saugin.
Stirring up shit is never good, no matter what.
To be fair, Aramon, here's the old plan of the idiots. Some people just always come back with the same old plan. Start a cult, and then try to throw everything over. Try to overthrow everything by driving a wedge into society. You tried it before, they'll try it again, probably.
Too true. Wise words. But we gotta try and put a stop to that shit for as long as we can.
Yeah,
Never-ending fight.
Squish is gonna have a little look around. She suddenly just remembered the conversation, or the note that was slipped to them in the tavern. No one's watching them talk, is there?
No, there's no one watching.
Okay. Squish is getting paranoid.
The person who was doing that, the innkeeper.
Yeah, I remember. It's just, I remember the lesson she learned from it.
No, there's no one watching.
So, what's the next step then? Squish just looks at Sam.
Seph,
Yep.
I suppose Sahagins aren't considered humanoids.
They are considered humanoids, but they're usually avoided. Most of them are very unfriendly.
I was considering using a primordial awareness, but I don't know if that would be specific enough, because we're in a town or city, so humanoids would ping everywhere in general, unless I can narrow it down.
And even even Sarragon would ping off at least to the inn. You would get half a signal.
Oh. Hmm.
If you could nail it down that much.
Yeah.
And of course, in the waters they are.
So, question about primordial awareness. Is it sort of like a radar? Because that's how I always imagined it. Like, it gives you a feeling for the area.
I'd say you can get a sense of what's there, but nothing really specific.
You get a general direction, but it's not like sonar, where it's just like, pew, there it is, over there behind that bush.
Oh, okay, because I was thinking of using it and then just trying to see, like, hang on, there's people, like, in that direction, and it's, like, a weird, odd place, like, say, like, in the sewers or something.
Yeah.
But if it's not going to work like that...
No, it doesn't quite work like that.
Damn. Oh, well, pays to ask.
It's like it's somewhere in the vague eastern direction, maybe about 100 feet up or down. That's about it.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, unless anyone has any better ideas, I'd like to take a look at where you fought the priest and his cult. I mean, you may have gave it a once-over, but another round can't hurt. You guys know better.
There wasn't really much there.
Yes. A holding cell, few offices. Well, one office.
We already dealt with everything. There's nothing there except bare stone.
And were you the only witnesses, apart from this girl in the tavern?
Yes.
I don't particularly enjoy the idea of talking to someone that's still recovering and likely traumatized, but we might not have a choice in the matter. Okay.
That's only for the yes.
Only for the yes. I mean, eyes narrow. May I insight that?
You may.
Yay.
Would that count for both of them, seeing as Squish was also lying?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it counts for both of them.
Squish is like
Now-
anime sweating and pointedly looking away.
Now, friends, I've only just met you, but I can tell that's a bit of a porky. I know nervousness when I see it. Squish.
It wasn't fun, but we did check over everything. After the mind flayer came through, it was it. Harrington cleaned up after himself.
Yeah.
Would that constitute another deception roll, or was that enough?
You're
I
clearly
would
hiding,
say-
guys.
Yes, with advantage.
Oh,
Sure.
Because Ardeth does speak up. Ardeth,
Squish!
Ardeth speaks up and says, I assure you, whatever we found in there that isn't just bare stone is of no interest to the Admiralty. In fact, I think the Academia Arcana would be far more interested. Let's just say, the less you know about it, the better.
Yes.
I am literally an investigator. It is my job to find the truth. And you just told me it's not worth my time?
I am something of an expert on the arcane. I know what I saw down there. It's not a threat.
What did you see down there? And I'll have to see it.
It's what's known as a beacon.
A beacon.
It allows for the passage of energy between planes.
It was very shiny and very big.
See, if only it could all be like Anarchy. Honesty.
Well,
It feels funny when you touch it.
felt funny when you stand nearby.
But simply, investigator, I would rather have some additional expertise come in to deal with it rather than leave it to yourself.
Fair enough.
And certain topics.
Seph,
Yep.
I'd like to insight the sincerity of that. Like, if it is really something that I can just leave for now.
I would say you can tell from the look in her eyes, which are glowing through the mask. She's being deadly serious.
Okay, so we'll leave the beacon aside for now. But why hide it at all?
To be
Because they're
fair,
nervous weirdos.
because that beacon is currently draining energy from somewhere in the Nine Hells.
Oh.
Granted, we expelled most of the raw power, but it's still something that would be better handled by experts.
Fair enough. Might be worth making a note of it. Could probably get some wizards in here and the sort.
Yes, I would rather get some sort of message to the Academia Arcanum as soon as possible. Obviously, we will inform Admiral Hargreaves of our findings, but as I said, I would rather have experts deal with it.
Okay.
Speaking purely as an expert myself.
Jeremiah's still a little tense.
Look, just trust us, okay?
Well,
We know what we're doing with this.
okay. I trust you. You trust me and my bird.
The
And we'll look
others
out for one
have,
another. Haven't gotten much. Sorry, carry on.
and Samael have all dealt with Haramond before. This is nothing unusual for him.
It just clicked to me. Harriman. That is a name of
Haramont.
Haramont. See, I'm still getting it wrong.
Last time they were attempting to bring back one of the 5 calamities. I can only presume he has similar intentions this time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if this version of Storm have heard of that at all,
Roll me a history check.
this is so weird.
You aren't familiar with Haramont or with the incident that took place that they're referring to? Well, yeah, you know what the 5 calamities were, and you know that would have been.
Oh yes, I believe that involved Nikovod. Bit of an asshole, so I've heard.
Yeah.
But they put him down for now, and hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah.
He tried to hurt my
Paramount is a
baby.
thorn in our side. What?
He tried to hurt my baby.
Well,
Yeah.
that just won't do it all.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, the last time we did it was before Midnight hatched. But yet still, don't like him.
Yes. Trying to hide behind this the scent of a cult and trying to take over the place.
He's done that twice now. Doesn't that count as a pattern?
Oh yes. For me
I
once,
think
shame
it's-
on me. For me twice, shame on you.
I think there's something else we're dismissing.
Hmm.
Haramont had the soul essence transferring device.
Yes, but he claimed he had destroyed it.
Yes, he did destroy it.
But you
We
could probably
found-
make it again.
It wasn't
No,
his design.
Victor only made the one.
And you're telling me he didn't keep the blueprints or anything like that?
Unfortunately, no.
Given what happened to Lord Lanchester's daughter, I severely doubt he would want to make another one, if he
Hmm.
could.
Fair enough.
That reminds me of a piece of clairvoyance that I heard yesterday.
Oh, I don't think I
Yes.
was.
Misfortune was just reading my fortune, and she pointed to someone being able to help us. An old man from that far place. What's its name again? Old Jungle.
Chelsea.
Chelsea, yes. Yeah. So, she was pointing me towards there. Though there are many leads right now. Many things, many fires that need to be put out.
You're telling me.
Or
Seems
else
like
the
a
whole
needle in a
forest is on
haystack
fire.
right now.
Sorry.
Well,
Not to worry about it.
well, to be fair, since we have a member of the Admiralty here in front of us, it would be advisable that we try and deal with Miss Elizabeth's illness as soon as possible.
So we probably best return the skiff and get back on our own vessel.
Yes, and don't forget that Sokola wishes us to take Adriana back to the cliffs.
Yes. Though
I gotta
No,
make
I
sure she's
think-
okay first.
yes.
That is true, but by the looks of it, if I recall our trip from there in the first place, we'll be passing by the cliffs on our way to Chelsea.
Well, in that case, we at least should check up on her and see if she's willing to travel with us.
You find no complaints from me. We've been talking for a while now, and it's clear that you guys know a lot more about what's going on than the Admiralty does. So, I will just accompany you and help you out in your endeavors. You have a better idea than I. And, well, we work together to sort this mess out. I think that's fair.
Sounds alright to me.
As one hand washes another.
True. So, Seph?
Yep.
Like Storm just mentioned, we've been talking for a while, both in and out of universe.
I'd say it's gotten to about 8 o'clock now.
Yeah, could I have Bolt do a sort of retroactive perception check to see if like anyone was like milling about or listening in? I know Squish did one earlier, but
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
thank you.
I'd like to say that during this whole conversation, like it's like obviously like sort of a adult TM conversation or whatever about important things. Anarchy's just been wallowing in the dirt or whatever pavement we're on.
I would say
Jeez,
Squish
buddy.
would have given you your
No.
I love it. I love it. He has a +5 and advantage 11.
No, a few fishermen came through on the way to the fishing boats, but other than that, nothing unusual.
Well, fair enough. Bolt wouldn't see fit to inform Storm of that.
I would say Squish would have given you your plushie, which was a displacer beast.
What does that look like?
It's like a cat
Can't
with
with
tentacles in
tentacles.
its shoulder.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, it's like me, but it has tails where it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's just a, it's just a basic regular plushie, so
Took me a good
Big.
swing.
Hang on,
It's precious.
let me get a thing. For anyone who is unaware, this, if I can get the image to behave itself, is a displacer beast.
Hell yeah, show them.
There it is. It's on the stream. It is basically Hell's Cat. However, I keep seeing this image popping up recently, and I love it because it's adorable, and I'm going to share it with you tonight anyway, because I'm
yeah, the
streaming.
babby displacer beast.
I'm the one in control, so there you are. I would say that's the plush she has.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I'm gonna post it in the player chat now. I was just showing it on stream.
Yeah, please do.
Oh.
There you go.
I want to see.
So I do apologise if anyone can hear anything loud in the background.
Oh.
It's currently storming at the moment.
Well, yeah, I'm right here.
Oh,
my god, it's
Storm's right here, yes. So sorry if I ever slip into the same voice, but the same way. It's not
No,
intentional. Just
No,
that I sometimes tend to adopt other people's accents.
No, seriously, it's thundering, lightning, bucketing it down at the moment.
Fair enough. We'll keep that in mind.
Very,
Sorry.
very frightening.
Galileo?
Mamma mia.
Galileo.
Figaro.
No, 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 no.
At this rate,
Mamma mia, let me go.
Does the devil put aside for
For me, for me.
Sorry, go on.
So, yeah.
So
I
then,
love this.
returning the skiff.
Hey, yeah,
So, are you going to go into the tavern, or...?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You make your way back into the tavern. You notice Eris behind the bar. Oh, it's, you're all allowed to... You've all been out all night, so what exactly happened?
Kobolds
Head
are
out
in
there.
trouble. We fixed it. And we had a party.
Oh, that's something at least. I was a bit
Yeah.
worried of a little kobold being threatened by that weirdo in the mask.
Yeah, we dealt with that too.
I mean... And he looks over to Ardeth. We, sorted things out.
Definitely.
And yet, as one door closes, another one is opened. Seems there's no end of trouble around here.
Well, I'll admit we used to have a bit of trouble when we've just had a festival, but usually it's just people getting drunk, not weird people in masks coming around threatening kobolds.
Well,
I tend to find when doors are closed, there's usually a window open.
I tend to find that when doors are closed,
That,
I can just open the door.
that
You know,
is
when it's
very
locked.
true. That is very true indeed.
People don't usually like it when I do that. They're like, how did you get in here? Yada yada. The door, obviously.
I can see a certain reason for things.
That's why I'm locking my doors for two. 2 times. Once with a lock and second with a bolt.
Jeremiah, it's adorable that you think that will stop her when she really wants in.
Who said that I let her in? Who said that she's not inside already? I'm just locking the door from the outside. I'm
Are
just...
Threatening yourself? I don't understand what's happening here.
I think I got lost in a metaphor.
Well, if any of you would like any breakfast, if you're not already eaten.
Well, we kind of were surprised by this handsome fella.
Oh yes, the investigator.
Ah, yes, between the two of us, Bolt has the good looks, but thank you.
Well, I'm glad he was able to find you. I mean, the Cobalt Caves aren't exactly hard to get around, but
Well, a little midnight here was made it easy to find them. See, isn't he as cute as a button?
I'll admit I've seen many dragons, and Midnight's definitely one of the cute ones.
Well, he is my baby. We do love him.
But just like I said to Jack, or do you want some breakfast or anything?
I think breakfast and then
Adventure.
adventure, yes, or rather talking to Jack and your current house guest.
And then maybe adventure.
Right, well, let me write down what you want. She kind of leaves a little chalkboard just on the bar. I'll just go and it's okay. And you watch as she sets off from behind the bar and walks over to the mayor's office.
So we have a menu to choose from, presumably.
Yep, I think it should be in the.
Is it the drowned wench in document?
That's the one.
Aye.
Cool.
I forgot that it was called that.
Yes.
How do you think they got to meet the Salgate in the first place?
True.
What the heck is pottage?
It's like a stew.
Ah, interesting.
Pottage or porridge?
I've always